I know there's not been many videos on YouTube that really go into depth about what you would need in terms of equipment and pricing and where to go to look at this. So I put together this video for you so you can see what equipment you'd need and how much you'd have to pay. What do you need? So firstly, you'll need a computer, a PC or a Mac, you need a sound card, leads, very important, to connect everything together, monitors, so your speakers, and finally the software, so Logic, Garageband, Cubase, and there's many more I'll go through. It's the basics of what you'd need. You can obviously get more things which I'll move on to in a second, but this is everything you'd need to start your own studio. More equipment. Okay, these extra bits you don't necessarily need once you build your studio. It'd be cool to have. So recording mics, obviously vocals, instruments, guitar. If you want to mic up your drums, some live drums or some live guitar. MIDI equipment, so you can connect up via your sound card and connect your keyboard, maybe some electric drum kit or something. Okay, so your computers, you can either get a PC or an iMac. I went for an iMac. iMacs are a lot more expensive than PCs, but iMacs do not get viruses, or so I'm told. I have never had a virus. I think personally, for me, from using PCs and iMacs, that iMacs are much better for musicians. I love using Logic, which is not available on PCs. I think it used to be, it's not anymore. So the minimal spec you'd need, you can read that yourselves. Operating system for a Mac, Mac OS, Leopard or later. I have personally Lion. So you need at least 1.2 gigahertz processor. Obviously the higher the better, because you'll be able to cope with more. And higher RAM better, because I've found that with Logic, for me, if I have quite a lot of tracks going at once, it will freak out a bit. So if you're dealing with a big band, you've got loads of instruments going, your computer needs to have lots of RAM. So the higher the RAM, the better. 8 gigabytes of RAM is way enough. 4 is awesome as well. 2 obviously is good enough from what this is saying. PC, you need a higher processor. But now, if we go to Google, I'm going to go a bit more in depth in iMacs because that's what I know about. So let's go to Andertons, search for Andertons, andertons.co.uk. Okay, so let's look on here. Computers, Apple computers. Okay, let's arrange this by prices. 500 to 1,000. Straight away, there you go. There's a great iMac, £834. Big screen, which is great. You can see everything that's going on. It's got way good enough spec, and as well, you can do 9 months, 0% finance. So you basically pay it off over 9 months, and you pay no interest. So if you haven't got the money at the moment, you can go in there with, I think there's a minimum of deposit or something, maybe it's 10%, and then you just pay it off over 9 months. With iMacs and MacBooks, obviously the laptop versions are a lot more expensive, but it depends on whether you want to take your studio to different locations or you just want it for a room in your house. It's up to you. I went for a desktop because it's cheaper and you get better spec. Okay, so check below in the description for links to different PCs and iMacs with various specs and prices. Okay, let's move on to sound cards. So back to Andertons. External sound cards are what connect your instruments to your software. So go to computers, audio interfaces, sound cards. USB interfaces you want. So I recommend brands M Audio, which are great and quite cheap and reliable. So if you don't have much money for this is very important. This is what connects your guitar to your software or your bass or your vocals. So here we go. Here's a cheap £119. You can buy this on 9 months, 0% finance. So that's got 5-star rating. And here we go. Obviously, I'll post the links below so you can have a look at this yourselves. This has got a MIDI input, so you can input your drums and your keyboard. This has also got So you can input a jack or a vocal mic. I would recommend this. This is extremely cheap, easy to use, connects via a USB, and that's pretty much your preamp. So that only does 2 inputs though at once. So if you want to do more inputs, you can buy the one I've bought, which is this EMI Audio Fast Track, and that's got 4 inputs there. That's obviously double the price pretty much, so you still have your MIDI input on the back. So in conclusion, external sound cards are very important. They connect your instruments to your computer via USB, and they allow your instruments to communicate with your software. So your software should automatically pick up the sound card. So it's very easy. There's easy steps to sort that out, so there's no worries about that. Okay, so you'll need some leads to connect. When I say leads, I mean leads in terms of connecting guitar. So you need a jack lead. Obviously, you all know this as guitarists. You'll need jacks, or bass players. You'll need your jack to jack. Your guitar will go straight into the sound card, and your sound card will go straight into your PC. Your PC will then connect to your software. Okay. If you want to mic up, say, your amp, or you want to connect a condenser mic that you record some vocals with, you'd need an XLR cable. With the external sound card, you can connect your XLR cables. So it's either jack or XLR. You'll need a jack to male XLR to connect your monitors to your sound card, and that is this. So take note of that, because that did throw me a bit when I first got my monitors and I didn't know how to connect them to my sound card. So okay, next we're going to move on to the monitors. So this is how you get your sound. You don't want to use PC normal speakers. You want to buy some actual monitors that give you the true sound. So you're going to be spending around, I think, £250 for a good pair of monitors, and it's definitely worth it. So the 2 makes I would recommend are the KRK Rocket. This is great for people just starting out. That's 124 each, so you need to buy 2 of these. Don't just buy one. And you connect these all by XLR straight to your sound card, and your sound card will pick this up, and you, on your computer, you'll choose to use an external sound card, which will then go to the monitors. So another one I'd recommend is Tannoy. These are the ones that I have, so I bought 2 of these and they sound great. And once again, you can get it on the 9 months 0% finance. Okay, so let's move on to the software, which is ironically one of the more expensive parts of owning your own recording studio. I recommend buying an iMac for the fact that you do actually get Garageband free and installed on any iMac. So this will allow you to record instantly if you have a sound card. So you can literally connect to this, and you've got all your amp settings on here. It's very similar to Logic. You can see it here. And you can make tracks. So you can add new tracks, guitars, vocals. And you've got all the options as you would with a normal recording software. It's very basic and easy to use as well. I personally use Logic, which you can see here. I use Logic to record all my Guns N' Roses things that I've been doing, all my projects, all my original music. You can hear here. Very professional looking, and it's quite very easy to use program. I think it's around £400 to buy it, but worth it. Definitely worth investing in. Something that you can use on PCs and on iMacs is Cubase, which, and you can see here, it's quite expensive to buy. I think Pro Tools as well. I've never used Pro Tools, but I've heard good things about Pro Tools, and this is used professionally as well. So if you can afford to buy that, buy that. They do actually do, as you can see here, I'll put a link below to this as well. They do a package where you get Pro Tools and a sound card together, as you can see here, for very cheap. Okay, so I've listed below some links and prices to different software you can buy. I recommend getting an iMac and getting Logic. My ideal setup, which I have, is I've got an iMac, I've got my M Audio sound card, I use Logic to record, I have Tannoy speakers, and I'll use my sound card to connect my keyboard, which is here, and that allows me to play drums on my keyboard, which I can write in Logic. I can also connect my vocal mics to my audio card, and also my guitars and my bass. So for me, that's an ideal setup. Okay, that's it from me today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please comment, subscribe. I'm hoping to do some more videos like this. I really believe that if you love music and you can afford to buy your own studio, do it now. Don't wait. If you're young, you're old. It's the most fun you'll ever have. I love it.